At 54, Lisa Marie Presley finally revealed her darkest truths. After her son's tragic death, she kept his body on dry ice for months. But even more shocking, she admitted to taking opioids daily, mixing them with cocaine just to function. Her addiction nearly killed her. Seizures, heart failure, comas, it all stemmed from decades of pain. The real reason Elvis's daughter spiraled was finally coming to light. Born February 1st in Memphis, Tennessee, Lisa Marie entered the world already famous. As the only child of Elvis and Priscilla Presley, her life was under the spotlight from day one. She didn't just inherit wealth, she inherited an empire. After Elvis's death, she became the sole heir to Graceland, a legacy worth over $100 million. But behind the fame was a childhood full of chaos. Her early years at Graceland were magical. Elvis adored her. They rode horses, shared late-night ice cream, and she was the center of his world. Then, at just 4 years old, her parents divorced, and the fairy tale ended. Her life split in two. She bounced between her mother in Los Angeles and her father in Memphis. Hollywood was glamorous. The South felt more real, but unstable. Lisa was caught between two identities and didn't feel she belonged to either. Music became her escape. She loved Elvis's softer songs and found comfort in artists like Elton John. These emotional influences shaped her own music later on, but no melody could protect her from the trauma ahead. The pressure, the travel, and the distance between her parents took a toll. Priscilla later revealed how Lisa would cry alone at night, lost and overwhelmed. Then came the moment that shattered everything. On August 16th, Lisa, just 9 years old, found Elvis face down in the bathroom at Graceland. He was gone. The bathroom was off limits, but something pulled her in. She saw what no child should ever see. Paramedics rushed in. Lisa screamed and tried to follow them, but adults held her back. She never saw his face again. "Your daddy's gone," her grandfather said. And with that, her world collapsed. Lisa had feared this for years. She'd written poems begging for her father not to die. She saw the signs, his sickness, his collapse, but no one listened. Her childhood cries for help were warnings lost in the noise of fame. After Elvis died, Lisa didn't inherit his fortune right away. The estate went into a trust, and she had to wait until age 25. By then, her grandfather and great-grandmother had passed, leaving her the sole heir. When she finally received it, the estate had grown to around $100 million. She was one of the richest young women in America, but money didn't ease the pain. "My life, as I knew it, is completely over," she once said. She wasn't just grieving her father. She felt alone and trapped, especially in a strained relationship with her mother. Lisa's teenage years were filled with rebellion and confusion. She dropped out of high school around age 15 or 16 and entered what she later called her self-destructive phase. Her world became loud with punk rock and clouded by drugs. Bands like the Sex Pistols blared from her room as she tried to escape the sadness inside. Priscilla enrolled her in a Scientology-run school in hopes of stabilizing her, but Lisa spiraled further. At 17, heartbreak and betrayal sent her into a downward spiral. After a humiliating incident in a relationship, Lisa attempted to end her life by overdosing on Valium. She was rushed to safety, but the message was clear. She was in deep pain, and no one had fully realized it until then. At 18, still struggling with addiction, Lisa was placed in Scientology's Celebrity Center in Los Angeles. It wasn't a typical rehab. It offered structure, mentorship, and a different kind of discipline. Lisa resisted at first, even staying high for the first few days. But something changed when she was asked to mentor another teen. That small responsibility gave her purpose. Over time, she credited Scientology with helping her get clean and rebuild herself. By her early 20s, Lisa had found some peace. In 1988, at the age of 20, she married Danny Keough, a quiet musician she met through Scientology. Their ceremony was private. Even Priscilla didn't attend. Together, they had 2 children, Riley, born in 1989, and Benjamin in 1992. Lisa seemed to find comfort in their quiet life, far from the spotlight her father once ruled. During those years, Lisa also began writing music, but kept it secret. As Elvis's daughter, she feared judgment. Her lyrics were deeply personal, filled with raw emotion, but she wasn't ready to share them. She once said she felt paralyzed by the weight of her father's legacy. She didn't want to be famous because of her name. She wanted to be respected for her voice. Her marriage to Danny lasted from 1988 to 1994. Even after the divorce, he remained a close friend and a supportive presence in her life. But by the early 2000s, Lisa needed to rediscover herself, not as a daughter, wife, or mother, but as her own person. The divorce marked a turning point. She began taking her music more seriously, encouraged by friends like Linda Thompson and producer David Foster, who saw real talent in her. Then, just weeks after finalizing her divorce in April 1994, Lisa shocked the world. On May 26th, she married Michael Jackson in a secret ceremony in the Dominican Republic. No guests, no media, not even Priscilla knew. The world wouldn't find out until months later. The world was stunned when Lisa Marie Presley married Michael Jackson. They'd known each other since Lisa was just 7, having first met backstage in Las Vegas. Their friendship rekindled in the early 90s and turned into something deeper. Amid Michael's legal controversies in 1993, he leaned on Lisa heavily. One night, during an emotional call, he proposed. It wasn't romantic. It felt rushed and desperate. Still, she said yes. For months, the marriage was kept secret. When it was finally revealed, the media exploded. Was it love or a strategic move? Even Priscilla suspected the relationship was more business than romance, believing Michael was drawn to Lisa because of her father's legacy. Lisa later admitted it was complicated. Behind closed doors, Michael was vulnerable and intense, very different from his public image. But the connection couldn't survive the pressure. After 20 months, they divorced in August 1996. In 2003, Lisa Marie finally stepped into her own spotlight with her debut album, To Whom It May Concern. Critics were surprised. It debuted at number 5 on the Billboard chart and quickly went gold. This wasn't a vanity project. Lisa wrote nearly all the lyrics, pouring her life and grief into every song. Nobody Noticed It, a tribute to her father, struck a deep chord. Her first single, Lights Out, explored mortality and memory. It even touched on the strange fact that she wasn't allowed to visit Elvis's grave. The raw honesty won fans worldwide, especially in the UK. That same year, she collaborated with Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins on the haunting track Savior. The partnership added credibility and showed Lisa could hold her own in the rock world. Her voice wasn't perfect, but it was real. In 2005, she returned with her second album, Now What? It debuted at number 9 and went gold, proving the first wasn't a fluke. Her cover of Don Henley's Dirty Laundry stood out. She sharpened the lyrics, turning the song into a personal attack on media intrusion, the kind she and her father had both endured. While Lisa Marie Presley's music career evolved, her personal life was turbulent. She married actor Nicolas Cage in 2002, but they divorced after just 107 days. In 2006, she wed guitarist Michael Lockwood, and they had twin daughters in 2008. After a cesarean, she became addicted to prescribed opioids, battling addiction for years with multiple relapses. In 2012, she released Storm and Grace, a critically acclaimed personal album that showed her artistic independence. Her marriage to Lockwood ended in a prolonged divorce, with ongoing custody battles. Lisa's addiction worsened her health. A major seizure pushed her toward recovery, but tragedy struck again in 2020 when her son Benjamin died by suicide. She mourned deeply, keeping his body nearby for months and honoring him with tattoos. By 2021, her health declined further. On January 12, 2023, she died at 54 from complications related to scar tissue blocking her intestines. Her daughter said it was a broken heart that ultimately ended her mother's struggle. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos, and don't forget to press the bell icon.